Kevin Minnick of SJVarsity.com. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, Sully, how are you today?
Pretty good, man. McGarry was 3 Diet Cokes in. He got on a roll there. So.
Hey, look, things have not changed, and it's been going on for years. So I'm used to it. No big deal.
Yeah, I tell you 9:15, so you know 9:20.
Yeah, 9:20, 9:25.
Yeah, it's the Irish way of keeping time. On or about 9:15.
Yeah, that's fine. No problem.
So how's it going, man?
Things are going well. We launched our website yesterday. Had a couple minor glitches to start with, but got them ironed out real quick, and we're going. We're into it now, and I put a lot of eggs in a basket, so we're going to see how this works. And so far, so good. I mean, the numbers on our first day were very good, and hopefully people will continue to look at the site and ultimately subscribe to it, and they're going to get what I've been doing for years. So it's been a very positive experience so far. It's been a lot of work, but as well, and with Glory Days, but
sure, yeah.
We're out there now, and we want to spread the word about SJ Varsity, and hopefully we become the source for high school sports for a lot of people in South Jersey.
Hey, you cracked 4 eggs in a pan, you got yourself a nice omelet. So don't worry about putting all your eggs in one basket.
No, I think we talked a little bit about it last week, and I've been thinking about this for quite a while now, and I guess it finally took someone to finally convince me to go and do it, and I had someone out there who's really helped me out a lot with this. Finally convinced me to give it a shot. So we're going to give it a shot, and like I said, so far the response has been extremely positive, and we hope it continues to grow.
I'll tell you what, Kevin, I worked for newspapers for about 15 years and some pretty good newspapers, and obviously enjoyed the experience. Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed with it. But it really is liberating when you get out there on your own, when you take that leap and you're your own boss, and you can kind of just do whatever you want and follow whatever stories you want. You don't have to, check with an editor, hey, can I do this story? Can I write about this? I mean, it's great to have that freedom and flexibility to kind of follow your ideas, follow your passion. So it's a really cool thing that I've experienced the last couple of years and that you're starting out with now.
Yeah, absolutely. I was at the St. Augustine game last night up at Villanova, and it's weird that you say that, because it did cross my mind as I was typing up, what I was going to have for the game, and that I had nobody to listen to, and not yep. That the guys at the Courier were guys that demanded me to do things a certain way, but I sat there and realized as I'm writing it, I can do what I want to do, and I can say what I want to say, and maybe that kind of hit me last night a little bit, but I'm not going to be one that's going to go wild and crazy and go off off the beaten track too far, but like you said, this is my ball game now, and I have the ball. It's mine, and if I want to take the ball and go home, I will. But it's a great opportunity, and I think big things are going to happen.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, with your experience and the following you have, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people jump on board and want to keep following what you're doing.
That's the goal, and we need that to happen. So I'm gonna, I was pretty pleased with the content we have on there now. Only going out one day, and while it's predominantly football, people shouldn't think that it's going to be just a football website. I'm gonna do my best to hit all the various sports in South Jersey, because I think that's important, that kids that play other sports and may not be the superstars or out there, that they get their shot because they ultimately have a story to tell as well. So our goal, we're going to kind of take our time a little bit, take small steps. I'm not ready to make big leaps yet, but these small steps will ultimately gain some momentum, and like hopefully down the road, things can really blossom into truly a great opportunity for myself, and a great opportunity for those who are interested in subscribing, as far as getting what I think is going to be very good quality information on South Jersey high school sports.
I'll tell you one thing you'll start experiencing, Kevin, based on my experience. When you work for a newspaper, you do your work, whatever, you go home, you kind of turn it off, you set your mind to other things. When you're your own boss and it's kind of your baby and your thing, there might be those nights where you'll wake up out of a dead sleep at 2 a.m. with an idea and be like, oh, I got to do this or I got to do that. And it's neat in some ways, and in some ways it's kind of frustrating because it's hard sometimes to get a full night's sleep because you're always thinking about what you can do better, how you can improve your product. So it's kind of you'll definitely run into that for sure.
Oh, I hear you. I got home from the game last night, and I think I turned after I think it was 1:30 before I turned it off, and I was up this morning 7:30, and I had it flipped on, looking at some things that had to be adjusted real quick too. So, when you're your own boss, the 40 hours a week probably is not there is no time clock anymore, and you just gotta you gotta put in the time, and you gotta be dedicated to it. And I think that I'm definitely dedicated to what I want to do and how I want this thing to develop. And there's just no quote unquote off day. You might try to plan ahead a little bit so that you get some time to do some other things, because I think that's important as well, because you need to spend time with your family and do things with them. You can't just toss them to the side. But my family's been very supportive with this. They understand that what I'm trying to do with this, and that at least in these first couple of weeks it's going to be a very busy thing, and I'm going to spend a lot of time looking at the computer screen, figuring things out, and doing things and making calls and as such. So, like I said, they've been very supportive, and hopefully we get this thing to a point where I can plan ahead enough and be able to take the time that I need with my family as well. So, it's a journey, and the newspaper journey is over, and that was a good almost 30 years. So this is the way things are going now, and I'm hoping that more people out there realize that digital is the way things are going, and if they want to continue to enjoy what they've enjoyed for 30 years, that this is the place to go.
I'll tell you what, it is invigorating, though, when you wake up every day and you have your own product, your own boss, and you're kind of always thinking, what can I do today to make what I do better? And it's really it's a little bit different than actually just having a job, going to work, punching in, punching out, that routine. So it's in that way it's different, but it's also very invigorating to say, man, there's this game I can go to today. There's that game I can call this coach about this story. So it's kind of it gets the juices flowing a little bit.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's like, and I think you probably feel the same way, and to a degree, that when you saw that, you saw the numbers of the people who looked at your website, or you found out who in my case, who the first person was that actually subscribed, that maybe you're doing the right thing. Do
you have a little welcome package for the first person? A Kevin Minnick autographed basketball, something like that?
I have not developed a welcome package yet, but maybe I can scrounge up something, and get it off to these people that
first 5 subscribers get an autographed Kevin Minnick football. Come on, let's get it going.
That may be, maybe that's ultimately worth something.
There you go.
So, we'll see what happens.
So, what was your impression of the Prep last night? Obviously, a tough loss for them. They're entering the Pete Lancetta era. We talked to Mike McGarry a few minutes ago, and he said they'll be just fine. And obviously, that was a great team in Malvern, so that's a tough season opener for them.
Yeah, the consensus of the guys were up there watching the game last night, and Pete afterwards too, was that they're likely not to see a team that good until the playoffs. And that's no disrespect to the other teams on their schedule. That's just how good Malvern Prep is. They were strong up on the line, both sides of the line. They were extremely quick. The quarterback was extremely efficient. The running backs were stop on a dime and making cuts, and they were extremely quick. So, they threw a lot of things at the Hermits last night. Some things that they didn't know about, and some things that they just didn't properly execute. But like if Mike said they're going to be in good shape, I fully agree with him. Maybe a loss like that in the opener, obviously you hate to lose, and especially in your opener, and given the situation with Pete Lancetta's debut. But I think they're going to take away a lot of things from this game and really build on it. And like I said, Malvern Prep is a really, really solid program. They're one of the top schools in southeastern Pennsylvania. So, it wasn't as if they didn't do things well here and there, but they obviously have a lot of things still to work on, and it's only week one, and they'll move on from that. But you saw some things here and there that they can build on, and some things that they will learn their lessons from, and that's kind of what playing the games are all about to a degree. So they'll be in fine shape, and I think they'll get right back at it this week, and then he'll have them ready for Atlantic City.
We're talking with Kevin Minnick of SJVarsity.com. Check out the website, subscribe to get all his information and reports. And Kevin, you got to be excited about next Friday night. Some really good teams in South Jersey when you're talking about Timber Creek, Rancocas Valley, Cherry Hill West, Cherokee. A lot of outstanding teams. Lenape, just really loaded up in that area, Cherry Hill area.
Yeah, and we're going to run into the dilemma that it's just me, so I got to pick one of these games to go check out. But there's opening week, and I think we probably talked about it last year as well. I think the way the West Jersey schedule is that there's going to be decent games, every week, and there's going to be a handful of them, and it's a matter of when you're the only guy in town, you got to pick the one you go to. But you got all kind of matchups. Shawnee plays at Cherokee next week, and Willingboro and Cinnaminton's a nice matchup for that area. And then you have, Haddonfield goes to Collingswood. And like you mentioned, Timber Creek's they actually play this afternoon against a team from Illinois, out at East St. Louis, Illinois. And, they'll come back next week to get to Delsey. And while that wasn't much of a gain last year, I think Delsey's going to be a little bit better football team this year as well. So that game might be even better. So there's all kind of games across the slate. Woodrow Wilson's at Highland next week, and Iverson Clement and RV will make their debut. So a lot of football out there, and it's the time. It's that time of year again. So time to battle the weather, whatever it may be. You get yourself together, pick a game, and enjoy it for a couple hours.
Get your Under Armour and your waterproof shoes ready.
There you go. I mean, I'm looking outside right now, and it's looking like it might rain a little bit, but we're going to go up and check out the only game in town today. Gloucester's going to host Maple Shade in a 0-week game, and we'll see how that one goes. And then obviously next week we go full tilt with everybody.
Good stuff, as always, Kevin. We'll catch up with you each and every Saturday throughout the season, and good luck with SJVarsity.com.
Sully, I really appreciate it. And like I said to you last week, I hope we get to collaborate on a couple things down the line. And, this is the way I look at it with the website is this is friendly competition. I'm not out to take anybody's job away from them, but I want to give people an opportunity to another outlet for high school sports, and one that I'm pretty proud about.
Yeah, definitely, man. We put our heads together. Two of South Jersey's best right here.
There you go.
Well, one anyway. I don't know if I'll say which one.
All right. I'll keep that in the back of my head.
Just having some fun with you, Kev. We appreciate you coming on board, man. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too, Sully. Again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. That was Kevin Minnick of SJVarsity.com. Check